Hey guys, we're going to call this Tea with Tom and Alice. Tea with Tom and Alice. We get asked all the time, what are you guys up to? What's going on behind the scenes? And we always love the interest and passion that you all have for Rebel. So we wanted to start putting together a little 5-minute video, nothing too complicated, about what's been going on in our week, what we're thinking about, where you guys can keep up to date or offer support or words of wisdom.
Basically, people ask us, what's our real job?
What's our real job?
And this is just proof that we do actually do work behind the scenes.
It's not all classes. The best bit about our job is turning up to the classes and running it with you guys, because that's where we get to hang out with you, socialize, and it's all the fun stuff. But there's so much stuff that goes on behind the scenes that we're always thinking about, whether it's what's coming up in the next few weeks, few months, where do we want to be at the end of the year, how do we get more members down, how do we work better together, how do we work better with the trainers, and so it's constantly going around in our heads. So this actually might be a therapeutic thing for us as well, just to get it out there. So because Alice and I talk about it all the time, I thought may as well talk about it with you guys as well.
So first thing first.
So this week, big week. What? Sorry, first things first.
No, go for it.
Did you have something to add?
Well, I was just saying, so the first thing, we're coming off the weekend after Ellie's last session at Westburn.
Great night out.
The leaving do. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Well, that's another great time to hang out with you guys as well. Seeing everyone outside of their fitness clothes.
Yeah, the 2-day hangover, not so fun, but...
Alice doesn't know when to slow down.
So we are now on the hunt for another trainer.
Yeah.
That started this morning. We had a wee trip to RGU to chat to some of the sports and exercise.
And quickly shout out Ellie. She settled in at Rebel so well. You know, youngest trainer by a little way. Considerably younger than the rest of us. Reminded me of when I set up Rebel. But just like... was so enthusiastic, so passionate, great with you guys. We had really good feedback from you guys about Ellie as well. So, gonna be difficult to replace.
Yeah.
Something we've always struggled with at Rebel and new trainers is that we only have so many sessions that we can give them. We've got a select number of classes a week. Ellie, how many?
21.
21 classes a week. So, when we take on a trainer... it makes a great part-time role, but then if they have a passion in the industry and, you know, they're trying to find another role in the industry, because, again, you can only get so much from Rebel, we're often the first thing that drops off, which I totally understand, because, you know, they can get more experience and more work elsewhere. So we are trying to find a new trainer at the moment. If you know anyone, get involved. Or you want to speak to us, get in touch.
Yeah.
It's a role we try and make as fun as possible, where you can do the bits of the job you enjoy and get out of it what you want. Like, my dream is that everyone at Rebel's just, all the trainers having a great time.
Yeah. Like, I think also our favourite part of the job is the classes, isn't it? And sometimes it's hard to plan the sessions. So we try and come up with all the sessions that they can just pick bits off and run themselves, and then they get to do the best bits. Like, but I mean, everyone has different favourite parts of the job.
So, but exciting opportunity chatting to the RGU students today. That was a lot of fun. Just giving them a little kind of idea of what Rebel's about. So hopefully get some of those guys in touch.
Yeah, and nothing makes you feel older than going to speak to students. So
that's true. That's true. Saltaire volunteers. Saltaire's rapidly ramping up.
It's always going on in the background, isn't it? Like bubbling up. But after Christmas time, you're like, right, it's going to be here soon. And then suddenly it's spring. Time flies by. And we're looking for Saltaire 24 volunteers. We're speaking to our sponsors at the moment. We're starting to plan. We've got double the amount of runners, so double the amount of camper vans, which is going to be double the vibe. Like, there's going to be so much energy. It's going to be ace. But we're trying to think of logistics. How many portaloos are we going to need?
And I want to package up how the volunteer experience is, because it's a great event to be a part of. Totally biased saying that. But
in saying that, it's also like surprisingly difficult to be a volunteer. Like, sometimes we think the volunteers don't get as much credit as they should. Because I would say it's nearly as hard as running the event itself.
It's different though, isn't it? It's different because you also have to be on the whole time, which is, again, but it's like the last couple of years, we've had a great team of people getting stuck in.
Yeah.
And like I say, we bring food, you know, your food's covered. We try and do the shift pattern so actually it doesn't feel like you're on the whole time.
Yeah.
And
It's like
we're going to throw in a bonus of like a free month at Rebel for everyone who volunteers for the weekend.
And the runners are so grateful for the volunteers.
Yeah.
So when we finish, you actually get that sense of achievement yourself, like as a volunteer, because
you've been part of the journey.
Yeah, you've contributed. Part of the journey.
So that's the other thing that's pretty big this week. Planning sessions. Always planning sessions. You guys have probably noticed, but we're trying to make it a little bit more difficult. Like, push you guys a bit harder, up the ante at training a little bit, for multiple reasons. None of this is bad. This was meant to be a 5-minute video.
I know.
None of this is bad, but I think... So I've been aware of this, I think, for the last 2 years or 18 months. Look at the massive smudge on your head.
What is that?
Go show them.
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
I wasn't sure if it was a shadow.
I look at it every time I look at you. So we want to start making training sessions harder. And I think because over a couple of years ago, we maybe started to listen to some of the feedback. All we want to do is try and make everyone happy. You can't make everyone happy. So when you're running a session, people are like, I don't really like running. We'll tone down the running. Oh, it's a bit wet on the floor. Okay, we won't go in the floor. And when we start to remove this from the session, it takes away from it. And the experience of Rebel is all about coming down, getting stuck in and supporting those around you, whatever the conditions, whatever we're doing. And you get such a good buzz from finishing a hard session, being like, that was difficult, I'm bust, but it's done. And so, that's that feeling we're chasing after training sessions.
Because also Rebel has always been come down, push yourself as hard as you feel comfortable. So it's always been, if you've had a shit day at work and you're like, can't be arsed, we're like, no, that's when you need
I was
it.
trying
so
not to swear, Ellie, but that's fine.
Just bleep it out. Come down and just do what you can. Like if you're just needing a blether, we're like, yeah, but we have found recently, probably more like last year, I think you guys have ramped it up a wee bit as well, but it was probably a bit more on the chatty side, a bit like and
we need you to meet us halfway, because that's where the magic happens, when like you meet us and we meet you,
and exactly, it comes from both sides. So we're like, right, we need to ramp up our energy, so they're coming down and they're being like, yes. So we're putting so much time and effort into the sessions, into planning the sessions, into getting new kit, bringing stuff down.
Because you might not think this, but we actually know what we're doing. We plan sessions for a reason. So if we throw in 10 minutes of burpees or, a big sprint session, we're keeping it varied. It needs to be kept varied to keep you guys getting results you need. And I know sometimes you're going to be there and be like, this is a boring session. But it challenges you, and that's what it's there for. Again, it's you grit your teeth, get through it. You're never going to enjoy every session that you do. You're never going to enjoy every run you go on. But it's little and often you start to see those short-term...
And it's 45 minutes or it's an hour, so it's quick. You can think, God, in an hour's time, I'll be in the cafe or I'll be in my car on the way home.
And we think about this every time we plan a session. Again, it might not feel like we plan the sessions, but every time we plan a session, every time we put you through your paces, we've thought about this. Like before bootcamp, me and Alice will chat to each other, be like, oh, I'm thinking about doing this tonight. What do you think? And we're like, yeah, like, have you tried doing this?
Okay.
After the session, we'll phone each other, be like, how did your session go? Did you like it? We're like, yeah, I could have maybe done this differently though. Yeah, okay, that sounds good.
Bloody off the phone.
That's it, and then and that's it. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that because otherwise this video's gonna go on for ages. That's a little bit of what we've been thinking. There's other stuff as well, but I think once a week we're gonna try and jump on here and just give you a little insight into our lives and what's going on. So
cheers, guys.
Yeah, nice chatting to you guys, and see you next week.